The fear of what is inside the closet. This simple fear of what lurks inside the closet is a terror that we experience alone and cruelly, and it's not till our afterlife, our adult life, I suppose I mean to say, that we discover that others have suffered similarly. It's a basic fear for children, and for adults too, I suppose. It has variations. Fear of what is under the bed. Fear of what is outside the window looking in. Fear of what has taken up residence in the attic. In short, fear of the thing that is only waiting for everyone else to go away, because it, whatever it is, intends to deal with you alone. On a one-to-one basis, so to speak. For whatever it is that lurks in the closet, hides in the attic, and peers through third-floor windows, there is only one designated victim. Only one lust that will satisfy its craving. Only one food that it will eat. And that victim, that object of vicious desire, that delectable morsel of uncooked flesh, is you. And only you. So don't look out of the window unless you are prepared to see another face peering in. Don't climb the stairs to the attic unless you're prepared to do battle with the thing that bides its time in a dusty corner. Herewith, we discover exactly what it is that awaits you inside the closet. So you see, there is something inside the closet after all. Perhaps not in every closet whose door you open in a room at the top of an empty house, but certainly in one of them. In any case, just because you've been lucky so far, don't imagine that you will always escape. There are people, after all, who simply disappear with no reasonable explanation, except perhaps that they opened the wrong door. Find two elderly businessmen in conference, and one says to the other, "I'll give you $1 million." Satan is a cosmopolitan figure, at home in every climate, equally at ease in city and in the country field, on friendly terms with the senselessly rich and the pointlessly poor alike. He is as frequently to be seen in churches as he is in prison yards. He is well-bred, and he assumes the appearance most in vogue. In the main, he attempts to transact his business with gentleness and urbanity. But he is hard-nosed, as the phrase is, and will not suffer himself to be cheated out of his rightful due. And simply because you may not choose to believe in his existence does not ensure that he will forgive any debts you may have incurred over the span of your candle-flame life. At your dying hour, you will wish to be surrounded by family, friends, and other loved ones. But it may be that the sick room will be empty but for yourself, the dying one, and the devil whom you so casually excluded from existence. It is not a wise business practice to make bargains with imaginary creatures. Imaginary creatures have an annoying habit of popping into existence when it is least convenient for them to do so. It is not possible to cheat the devil. If you promise to pay, rest assured that the devil will lift you up by your feet and shake you till all the gold spills out of your pockets. Witness the plight of two very rich and skeptical gentlemen in "I'll Give You $1 Million." Give the devil his due is a phrase so often spoken it's almost lost its meaning to us. However, as we have seen, Mr. Williams and Mr. Blaine learned just how much truth may be found in those old cliched proverbs. And the devil, it should be noted, took nothing more than that which was strictly due him. There are some people, myself among them unfortunately, who are cursed with addictive natures. I try something twice, and it's already a habit. I do it a third time, and I know I'll be doing it for the rest of my life. Of course, this works more easily with things that are bad for me than it does with things that are good. It's difficult to make a habit, for instance, out of hard work, or good deeds, or generous behavior towards despicable relatives. I find it much easier to become addicted to vices of various sorts. It doesn't much matter what sort of vice. Anything that is bad for me but tastes good, feels good, smells good, or makes me feel all happy inside. Establishing that sort of addiction is as easy as gliding down a greased pole. Of course, there is another sort of person. The man who's drunk 2 cocktails at sunset for all his adult life, and then one day, for whatever reason, casually decides to give it up and never drinks again. I know a woman who took up cigarettes at the age of 13, smoked 2 packs a day for 20 years, and then one day simply stopped because she got tired of always having to trot down to the shops for more. These people who can relinquish a years-long habit with the same nonchalance they discard a pair of old boots annoy me intensely. Habits, even when they're harmful, are comfortable things, lifting from our shoulders the intolerable burden of infinite choice. Addictions are an unpleasant word for habits our bodies and our minds do not choose to let us be rid of. But if one rebels against the domination of one's subconscious and of one's belly and blood, then the fight against addiction is a hard one. It's a battle that's constant, and in the end, we don't always come out the winner. Watch Mr. Alan Coombs is having some problems with an old addiction in The New Man.
That's right.
In Mr. Coombs' case, alcohol turned out to be a demon indeed. He discovered that even after you have climbed up on the temperance wagon, the ride is sometimes so jolting that you're thrown right back off again.